so far.
Better than most of the bowlers bowled so far in this tournament. It's allowed the batsmen to come forward. Not on this occasion though. Jatinder preferring to stay on the back foot. Not coming fully forward because you've seen that outgoing movement that Karan is getting. So he's very reluctant to come onto the front foot and play. He's waiting for anything short to go towards the leg side. So he's worked out a plan against Karan not to drive. Karan should make sure that he forces him to play onto the front foot rather than waiting onto the back foot.
Jatinder Singh at the other end has already faced 8 dot deliveries. So I sense that he's going to go after Karan sooner than later. That's the kind of pressure dot deliveries put on the batsman. And just as I said, a touch too short this time by Karan. And first boundary for Jatinder and third for Oman.
Karan has to be careful here. Looking from here, it looked like that he's waiting onto the back foot for anything that is short in length. And he's provided Jatinder with the length to pull him towards the mid-wicket boundary. Good shot to start his innings. Both these batsmen have scored a boundary. That will give them a lot of confidence. Much better, much better. This is the area that Karan should look to hit often. It's not an easy driving wicket. Anything to create more doubts in the batsman's mind to wait onto the back foot. Because the only way to score easy runs on this wicket is onto the back foot, or when provided with the opportunities of ball being too full, batsman can go over the top.
Beautiful delivery, started from middle and off. Swung back, swung outside the line of off stump. Beautiful delivery. Why would you want to bang one shot when you're receiving this kind of swing from the track?
And as you could see, that anything that is pitched up, they're very reluctant to go onto the front foot and go with the full face of the bat. They're actually stopping the bat midway just to get adjusted to the pace of the wicket. Once again, good length. You've got to make him come forward. That's a better 3 balls to end the over. It's 12 for no loss, Oman.
जिस निर्माण को शक्तिशाली आधार SR स्टील
दिल 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 चाहन्छ रियल बच्चाहरूको जब पार्टी होस् चुस्ती र तन्दुरुस्तीलाई अलि अलि चाहन्छ रियल फन चाहन्छ सबको मन चाहन्छ रियल मौका चाहे जे होस् स्वाद स्वास्थ्य र खुशीको लागि रियल नै पिलाउनुहोस्
Skyward refrigerators, lively and fresh every day.
विकास सम्भव छ मजबुत निर्माणले मजबुत निर्माण बन्छ
Ambitiously. Well, yesterday against the United States, again onto the leg stump. Fortunately for Sandeep, straight to the fielder at short fine leg.
Well, it's not a 180 or 190 chase. Still prefer to see medium paces bowling from both ends. Karan Casey getting some swing in the air. I'm sure Kamal Singh Ari will do the same. It's not one of those chases where you need the spinners to get into the game too early. Good fielding there. The long off boundary. Stopping a boundary. Good shot there from Kawar Ali. Provided with the width and the length to drive. Taking to all of it. Good fielding there from the debutant, Kamal Singh Ari.
Very well defended. Sandeep Lamitsani has so much of experience to his name. He's played all the big leagues in the world, starting from IPL to Pakistan Super League to leagues in the Middle East. And of course, the Big Bash League.
Nepal will have to be careful here. They don't rely too heavily on these spinners because this is a 250 chase. You need to bog them down and make sure that they don't get to a good start here. Then the spinners can come later in the game, stifle the opposition, then make this 250 look like a 300 wicket, 300 runs chase. I believe Nepal has missed a trick with not opening with Kamal Singh Airi. So far, Khawar Ali has picked him very well. That's the end of the fourth. Oman 14 for no loss.
सुरक्षित निर्माण को शक्तिशाली आधार SR स्टील
विश्वास जित्दै अघि बढ्दै मेगा बैंक नेपाल लिमिटेड.
And the best actor award goes to Anmol Kesi.
What makes a man? That he has the X factor. That he has Pro Style.
I have the X factor. I have Pro Style.
प्रस्तुत छ नयाँ Pro Style soft and shiny hair oil with hair fall control. यसमा भएको almond र aloe vera को प्राकृतिक गुणले तपाईको कपाललाई राख्छ soft and shiny.
Yes, 50 from Nepal and Karan Kesi onto his third over. Just one bad delivery from Karan Kesi. In the 13 balls he's bowled. And that ball had been put away for a boundary by Jatinder Singh.
Look at the areas he's bowling right now. This is all he need to do. And Kamal Singh Airi, mind you, is very good at doing that. Some spectators who couldn't get into the ground, still making sure that they don't miss out on the action happening on the ground.
Touch on the leg stump this time. It will be a long chase. Eventually get there. A couple of runs here for Oman and Jatinder Singh.
Slightly drifted onto the pads. They took full use of it. Jatinder Singh is a very steady batsman. He loves playing long innings. He's not somebody who would bash the ball. He'll just be there. A little bit in the mold of Subhash Kakurel, would allow the ball to come to him, play with the straighter bat, make sure that he tights one end up for other stroke makers to have an impact on this game. So far, Karan Kesi has bowled good length in this over. There is not much help in offer for the medium pacers here.
Looks a much better track to bat in. The pitch not offering as much as it did yesterday to the bowlers. Nepal, despite scoring 249, not in a safe position still. Oh, that's close. That's close. Karan Kesi went after that appeal. What has happened here will be an interesting review to watch.
Once again, look at the length. Look at the length he's bowling. That was very close. It came back in sharply. If anything, it's going slightly down the leg side, but it was very close shout. It's in a good length. Very close. That's very close. Looks like from here, Jatinder is lucky to survive this appeal.
We'll have to say Karan unlucky that time. It was very close. He's not very forward down. Stuck him right in the crease.
He's getting the ball to dart around still. Whenever he's bowled that length, Jatinder has not been sure about which way it's moving. So Jatinder finding it hard to cope up with Karan's movement at the moment. Once again drifting down the leg side. Will allow him a single this time. So Oman will move on to 17 at the end of 5.
5 वर्षमा धनबहार, अर्को 5 वर्षमा फेरि धनबहार, अनि अर्को 5 वर्षमा फेरि धनबहार। 15 वर्षपछि त झन् लक्ष्मी दाइने हुने योग छ। 20 वर्षसम्म त झन् कन्टिन्यू धनबहार।
तर कसरी?
मैले हाम्रो उज्जवल भविष्यको लागि ज्योति लाइफ इन्स्योरेन्सको 15 वर्षीय 320 धनबहार जीवन बीमा योजना लिएकी छु।
अति उत्तम। उहाँहरूले जस्तै तपाईहरुले पनि ज्योति लाइफको 320 धनबहार जीवन बिमा गर्नुहोस्, जसले तपाईलाई बिमा अवधिभित्र 3 पटक बिमा अङ्कको 1/3 रकम र बिमा अवधि पश्चात 20 वर्षसम्म प्रत्येक वर्ष बिमा अङ्कको 5% रकम भुक्तान गर्नेछ। साथै बिमा अवधिभित्र घातक रोग र अशक्तता विरुद्धको आर्थिक सुरक्षा र बिमा अवधि समाप्तिमा पाइने
Very effective today, Sandeep.
This will be different because he's bowling to Jatinder for the first time. Jatinder yet to face him. Surely Sandeep will enjoy bowling to Jatinder more than he will do to Khawar Ali because he's been picking him pretty well.
Too full this time, allowing Jatinder to take a single and go to the non-strikers end.
Sandeep has been a little bit hot and cold in this tournament so far. He started brilliantly yesterday, but even in the first game, he was not at his best. Today, he's varied his length quite often. He's been on a fuller side, which is a good sign. Apart from one bad ball, which he dragged down and was punished for 4, he's been on a fuller side. He'll have to look to bowl a little bit slower in the air for him to get any sort of purchase from this wicket. Still, I would like to see him bowling a bit slower so that he gets that dip which Susan Bhari gets very, very much every ball. He's bowling a touch quicker.
Went to the back foot and played it down the ground for another single. Jatinder. They're coping up with Sandeep rather easily here, the Omanese batsman. Not quite settled with his length, Sandeep. We all know what caliber this young man has. This is interesting. I think that was a kind of medium pacer by Sandeep. So end of the 6th over, 20 for none, Oman.
झगडा सबै मिलौ है बलियो घर बनाउन सबै जुटौ है युनाइटेड भई गरौ आफ्नो काम युग युग सम्झिनेछ
कुनै पनि निर्माणमा सबै निर्माण सामग्रीको आफ्नै महत्व हुन्छ। त्यसैले युनाइटेड सिमेन्टले सबैलाई समेट्दै भन्छौं अब जुट्ने बेला हो।
Skyward Air Conditioners. Your air, we care.
8 wickets to his tally in 2 matches. What a find for Nepal in the past 3-4 years. Driven this time and finds the gap. And I'm not sure the ball will carry all the way. Paras Khanka does the fielding and throws back, but not before the batsman picked 2 runs.
Once again, he's missing length, bit too full this time around. And also, he provided the width for Jatinder to just push it into the gaps and run 2. They'll have to be very, very careful here. They cannot allow Oman to get away with the start because they've got some dangerous batsmen to come in. Form of Aki Vilyas, Jishan Makshood. They'll have to keep things really, really tight. There is some help for the bowlers. What a shot that is. What a shot. Pushed it up onto the stumps. Played a straight drive. It's a great beginning for Nepal, for Team Oman. Beg your pardon. Very good shot from Jatinder. He's getting into the groove after 2 failures in this tournament. He's made sure that he's going to play straight and play it close to his body. It is paying rich dividends so far. Karan will have to make sure that he hits that length pretty often. He cannot afford to overpitch or pitch it short. He'll have to find that length pretty much every single time. Great fielding effort there from Kamal Singh Airi. Saves a certain boundary. Allows the batsman to run 2. He's already made an impact in this game. On 2 occasions, he saved a couple of boundaries. So 4 runs saved already. Kamal Singh Airi plus 4 in the field already. In the very 7th over of the match.
better, much better. This is the line and length I'm sure Binod Das was talking about.
Absolutely. This is where he needs to be more often. If not all 6, at least 5 balls or 4 balls at least has to be there for the batsman. Be under some sort of pressure. They have gone on to put up a decent partnership. It's a kind of a tournament where none of the team have got going right in the beginning. So this is a different proposition altogether. Once they get a start, it'll be hard for Nepal to bounce their way back into this Oman side. Chance there. He got his hand to it, but couldn't stop it from going towards the boundary. 2 fielders in pursuit, but will have to give up. Another 4 to Jatinder. He moves on to 21. Oman has moved on to 32 runs in the 7th over.
That was a check shot. Just checked at it. Didn't go through the follow through. Luckily for him, does not find Karan Casey on the path. And Gyanendra Malla, one of the better fielders, also cannot drag the ball in. So 2 boundaries already for Jatinder Singh in this Karan Casey over, and he's already got some start now, 21 of 27. Appeal. No, says the umpire, and that's the end of the 7th over. 4th of Karan Casey, 32 for Oman.
Skyward, Google Android TV, lead the future.
बाबालाई खोप लाग्यो
पापाको पेट कटाउन सिरानीको
अब त छोरीलाई खोप लगाउने हो बालबालिकालाई दादुरा र रुबेला रोगबाट बचाउन यही फागुन र चैत्र महिनामा खोप अभियान हुँदैछ आफ्नो 9 महिनादेखि 5 वर्ष मुनिका बालबालिकालाई खोप लगाउन नजिकैको खोप केन्द्रमा लैजाऊ
यसले बालबालिकाको जीवन रक्षा गर्छ यो खोप निशुल्क पाइन्छ र यो सुरक्षित छ नेपालबाट दादुरा र रुबेला रोग निवारण गरौँ
युनिसेफ र साझेदारहरूको प्राविधिक सहयोगमा नेपाल सरकार स्वास्थ्य तथा जनसङ्ख्या मन्त्रालय र एनसेलद्वारा जनहितमा जारी
So the debutant Kamal Singh Oidi has finally got his first over, and who else would be prouder than my co-commentator and an absolute legend, Binod Das, straight from his coaching camp. Happy, Binod?
Very happy for him. He's been in under-19 circuit for 2 years. Been performing really well for the team. He's one of the leaders of the pack when it comes to bowling. Very good shoulder on his head on his shoulder. If anything, he will get. If there is any movement around, he'll surely get it.
Not the best of the deliveries to start with. A touch too wide, but gets away with it. Called wide by the umpire. Now Kamal Singh Oidi will have to get wicket for his team. He looks speedy as well. He looks to have some speed with him.
He does bowl decent pace. What he will get is a movement. If the condition support any sort of movement, he'll be able to extract it. Get the ball to go away from the batsman. Somebody who will be consistent in that area. Only fear is the early jitters that he will have making a debut. He's got a very matured head on his shoulder. Whatever cricket he's played against India under 19s, also against some of the other test playing nations, he's shown that maturity to study the batsman well and bowl accordingly.
Well left. Khawar Ali in the previous occasion, I don't think he was expecting that bit of pace from Kamal Singh Oidi. This has already been a good start for Oman, you'll have to say. They're chasing 249, which is a high total, given the matches we've seen in this tournament, but 249 in 50 overs is very gettable.
It is, especially if the spinners cannot make inroads. From whatever evidence we have of Sandeep, he didn't get the ball to do much. That's a slightly overpaced ball, and hit towards the cover, taking his foot out towards the ball, slashing it towards the cover. Fielder trying his best to get to it, but to no avail. And Khawar Ali has stuck another boundary. He moves into double figure. Very well struck shot there.
Nepal, meanwhile, will be looking for a wicket here. They cannot keep hoping for a wicket. They'll have to go for the kill. Kamal Singh, can he generate some bit of movement? Goes aerial this time. Even better. Even better from Khawar Ali. And this crowd is stunned as Khawar Ali picks up his second boundary. Consecutive boundaries here for Khawar Ali against the debutant Kamal Singh Aidi.
He's provided the batsman with the width. It's way outside off stump. You have to make sure that he attacks this stump on this wicket. We've been talking about this throughout the day, that it is a better wicket to bat on. It's a lot better actually. Ball is coming onto the bat and he just went through the motion. Slightly better line. Still, the length could have been a little bit uppish. So he ends it for his first over with a couple of boundaries. Kamal Singh Aidi and Oman are 40 for no loss in 8 overs.
वैदेशिक रोजगार मात्र होइन, अब हाम्रो साथमा स्वदेशमै उद्यमी हामी देख्छौं अपार सम्भावना। एनएमबी बैंक, समृद्ध नेपालको लागि।
This was already stuck a couple of wonderful boundaries. So Nepal must be thinking, how come this wicket has suddenly started to become a more batting-friendly track? Mind you, Oman won the toss and elected to field first, rightly. Nepal batted well. They had a couple of opportunities to make big score today, which they allowed Oman team to claw back into. Then Oman team making the feast of this chase early on. They've already started well. Have to make sure that they keep things tight from here. Susan Bhari is the perfect man to do that.
He's right on money. He's right on money.
And look at the pace he's bowling with. He's not allowing that pace to the batsman to work around. Slow and on the front foot is the way to go. Whereas Sandeep was giving the pace to the batsman, come down the track and just punch it. He's not allowed that. He's getting the ball to loop. It's because he's not bowling with any real pace behind the ball. Look at that. Similar length from Sandeep was coming on to the bat because he was bowling quicker. They were able to punch it down the ground. So somebody must go and tell Sandeep as well to slow it down a bit. Risky single. Slight bit of fumble there from the fielder. Allows a single. So Khawar Ali back on strike. So again, not much of pace to work with. It's beautiful. Well bowled. So end of the first over for Susan Bhari. Oman 41 for no loss in 9 overs.
सुरक्षित निर्माणको शक्तिशाली आधार एसआर स्टील।
आज गरेको जीवन बिमा नै भोलिको खुशियाली र सुरक्षित भविष्यको आधार हो। समयमै जीवन बिमा गरी बचत गर्ने बानी बसाल। ज्योति लाइफ सधैँ तपाईको साथ।
Skyward, Google, Android TV lead the future.
Ben Nevis, Scottish Delight Ice Cream.
So the fifth bowler introduced within 10 overs. Kusal Malla played a cameo with the bat. Today as well, 27 to his name. Can he do with the ball? Nepal need a wicket desperately.
Absolutely. They will have to make early inroads into this batting lineup if they want to create any sort of problem for Oman. Because at the moment, they're doing it too easy. Both these batsmen have got starts. Mind you, both these batsmen are known for getting big runs.
Much better length, and also the pace, not allowing that pace, making it more difficult for batsman Jatinder Singh, whereas Sandeep Lamisani was rushing it in.
It's always important that when there is no pace in the wicket, you've got to make sure that you don't provide that pace as a bowler. The quicker you bowl, the better it comes onto the bat. The slower you bowl, there is more work for the batsman to create the pace, and also you'll have to find the gap to score runs. Kushal Malla starting with the tight lines. Yesterday, he had a dream debut. Almo getting beaten with the arm ball, and he's good at it.
So the maiden to start with, 10 overs. In fact, the first power play has come to an end, 41 for Nan Oman.
निर्माण को शक्तिशाली आधार SR स्टील
सनफ्लो शुद्ध सनफ्लावर तेलको खरिदमा प्याकेटमा प्राप्त युनिकोडलाई 31008 मा एसएमएस गरी लकी ड्र मार्फत जित्नुहोस्। हरेक 15 दिनमा हिराको लकेट, हिराको टप र हिराको हार।
कस्तो बोरिङ भइरहेछ यार।
सेन्टर फ्रुटको मिठो टेस्ट जसले बनाउँछ मुड टिङ टङ।
सर शाबाश।
सेन्टर फ्रुट मुड बनाउँछ टिङ टङ।
41 for Nan after 10. Susan Bari. 5 bowlers have already been used by Captain Ganendra Malla in the first 10 overs. Unusual scenes. Good length. Allowing no pace, making it far more difficult for the batsman.
They've gone the route that the teams generally take when they're defending low totals. Chopped and changed bowlers pretty frequently for them to have any impact on the game.
Susan Bari has been a real find. Another left arm off spinner. Nepal has seen plenty of them. Driven beautifully down the ground. There's a protection there, just a single.
Just look at the pace. The batsman has to generate all the pace on the ball for them to get some runs. That's the way to go forward in this game. Spinners, if they bowl quicker, we saw at the end, somebody like an Aki Villiers bowling, he was getting the ball to turn square. I'm surprised that Sandeep has not managed to turn the ball so far.
I think the sun and the warmth in Kathmandu has brought some good luck for the openers. Nepal had an opening partnership of 48, 43 now for Oman already. Comes down the track. Beautiful drive, and that goes all the way. Got to the pitch of the ball there, Khawar Ali. And a lovely looking boundary.
Just flighted the ball outside the off stump, and he just stepped out and played a wonderful shot to get him his third boundary in this inning. Beautiful looking shot. Skipped down to the pitch of the ball. Once again, stayed back, playing it into the deep covers for a single. So they are doing it very nicely at the moment. Oman, 48 for no loss at the end of 11th.
उचित निर्माण को शक्तिशाली आधार SR स्टील
विश्वास जित्दै अघि बढ्दै मेगा बैंक नेपाल लिमिटेड
Ben Nevis, Scottish Delight Ice Cream.
Every minute, every day something is changing. Time is flying. Start thinking like successful people do. Whatever you want to do it now. You need to decide what you want to be. Success is not accidental. It is a decision you have to make now. A decision that will change impossible into possible. Stop wasting time. Focus your mind for better future.
Thinking of higher education abroad? Visit Global Reach and feel the difference. Global Reach. Education matters.
The required run rate under control for Oman. Kusal Mullah continues after first over maiden, and with that there's a change in the commentary box. Andrew Leonard will be joined by Avish Gautam to take you till the 20th over.
Thank you, Sachin. Nepal doing what we expect them to do. Again, the unexpected. I thought they were right on top. And just like that, with our entry to the commentary box, all of a sudden they might be on top. Kushal Mala, the 15-year-old wonder kid's done it again. This time it's the top of middle stump that he's hit. With the ball in his hand, we've seen him do the damage at the bat. Now he's doing it with the ball.
A big wicket for Nepal. Jatinder Singh dismissed for just 23 runs. Look at the excitement in crowd, Andrew. They're loving it.
Let's take a look at the replay of this. Looked like an absolute beauty to me. Drifted in, turned away. It was the top of off stump, but it hit.